Hey everybody, Andrew with FindYourFuels.com here again to be of help to you today. And today I really love this subject matter, and it's been the topic of many conversations recently, and that's the concept that the facts will kill us all. And I wish this was an idea that someone had shared with me, honestly, very much earlier on in my career. And that's kind of the concept of the ideal versus the actual. Because even though it's good in like archery terms or marksmanship terms to have a bullseye, to destroy yourself every time you don't hit it would be useless. Because life isn't perfect, we aren't perfect. It is good to have ideals, but then there's the actual. That we might have our employee handbook, we might have our standards, we might have our image of perfection. But if we wait for that perfection to come around, we'll be waiting a long time. And if we try to go the extra mile to achieve perfection every time, we will not get there. We will destroy ourselves in trying to attempt it. So while it's good to have ideals because they keep us focused on what an ideal outcome might be, we have to keep aware of the actual. And that's important for us to realize because many times we have the decision between being good versus being right. And especially if you're navigating the treacherous areas of company politics, if you constantly try to side with the right, you'll end up not being very good. Or if nothing else, you'll put yourself in a pretty precarious position because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. And if you've ever felt that your job descriptions were starting to lean towards an area that you weren't as good, just for the simple fact that they might be trying to get rid of you, you're probably right. You've probably experienced that at some point, because the unsung hero of getting rid of people is that if you tune anyone's job description to match the things they're weakest at, regardless of how hard they try, they probably will not achieve. And if it's an area that they're not naturally good at, chances are they don't like it. So not only are they going to be underperforming, but their stress is going to increase to the inevitable end of, hey, times changed, we had to change your job, and what's this about you getting your temper up every once in a while? Hey, we're all a team here. This is not so much an outcry against office politics. It's really trying to get you to realize the danger of going for the facts. Because as this video is entitled, the facts will kill us all. Let's say we go to a pure police state, security cameras on every corner, and we're going to now charge you for every speeding ticket from every stop. How many of us would either be in debt by $1 million or in prison for the rest of our life if we could have truly recorded every time we were 1 mile an hour over the speed limit from every time we came to a complete stop? The fines would be enormous. How many times have you cheated on your diet? How many times have you lied? How many times have you... The list goes on and on. If you think there is safety in being right, in an imperfect world, you are gravely mistaken. Now, I'm not saying the abolishment of all things right and good. I'm not saying don't have ideals. I'm saying remember that you are counted among the people who are not perfect. And since you're working with those same people who are not perfect, if you attempt to pull the lever of what is right, to pull out the employee handbook and the standards and show them why they're not good, guess what? If you flip to chapter 2 or 3, there's probably just as much mounting evidence that you are not doing your job properly. Are you logging all of your sales properly? Are you clocking in when you're actually clocking in? Are you checking Facebook when you should be working? There's always something that's going to catch any one of us. So in finding the good versus finding the right, it is a balance. Because at the end of the day, we all know people who have not been doing their jobs right, but are well liked, and somehow they're allowed to keep doing their jobs. Because at the end of the day, we want to be productive, we want to be good, we want to meet company goals, but primarily jobs are working relationships. We mostly want to be around people that we enjoy being around. So there have been even jobs in my past where I was doing the best to do my job properly. However, I forced myself to take at least 2 to 3 minutes every time I passed by someone that I hadn't spoken with in a while to stop doing my job and to build relationship, to show warmth. And that carried me through many different times because, once again, I'm trying to do, and this is kind of what we should all strive for, I'm trying to do my job to the best of my abilities, but I know, being that I'm not perfect, it's better at times to be good than to be right. And if I notice by and large that there's someone who's honestly trying, even if they're not doing perfectly, if they are trying to do their job well, that is a person that I desire to be good to give them a little gift, to speak well of them, to encourage them, to stop my job and to do what is good. Because at the end of the day, the management will look at you, and if there is a desire to get rid of you, even if it's a personal thing, and they know that by firing you, it will tick off 75% of their workforce and cause not only concern but doubt of their own security, they will think twice. Sorry to let the cat out of the bag. So, in the final analysis, the facts will kill us all. Try to equal your amount of being right with your amount, maybe even a little bit more of being good. Hope that helps, especially in navigating office politics. Hopefully that's brought some insight that I would have desperately needed earlier on in my career. Thanks so much. Leave comments below, subscribe as always, and stay tuned so we can bring more help to you. Thanks so much. Bye.